Hey folks, here we are today at Hankster's Hot Rods. I am John Oakes and I'm going to go over our newest addition to our inventory, and that's going to be this vehicle sitting right here behind me. Very nice car here. I'm kind of excited to go over this with you here. It is a 1967 Dodge Coronet RT, and yes, in fact, it does decode out as a real RT. So what we're looking at here, just kind of a brief overview of the car. You've got the factory correct color here. This is that turbine bronze metallic. That's what they called it. Again, you've got the factory steel hood here with the louvers here in the hood, which is a really nice look for the car. As far as the drive line goes, we've got a 440 cubic inch Mopar engine. Now, unfortunately, it is not the original numbers match motor. It does date out, I believe, as a 68 motor, and this is in fact a 67. Transmission is a 727 Torqueflite automatic transmission, and then the rear end in the car, it is an 8 1/4 Mopar. It does have the posi or the shore grip differential in it with a 323 gearing. It does have power steering and manual brakes. It's four-wheel drum, but I'll tell you this, I did drive this car around here just real briefly, and those brakes work excellent, and yes, the emergency brake is all hooked up on it. So with that said, that's kind of the brief overview. Let's go ahead, we'll start doing our walk around. I'll try to point out to you exactly what we're looking at here, so that you get a good idea both in the video and the photos that's on our website of exactly what this car is. So like I said, the paint color we've already discussed. The paint itself looks very, very nice. Nice and smooth and shiny pretty much the whole way around on this vehicle. All of our bright work here, we'll start with our wheel lip moldings here. These are in great shape. These are attached nice and secure. No dents or dings anywhere on these wheel lip moldings. And then the wheels and tires there. They are 15-inch wheels. Obviously, we can see these are the Krager SS chrome steel wheels. And then, of course, we've got the BFGoodrich Radial TA tires. Once again, a very popular tire with the whole classic and muscle car crews out there. But the size on these are 225/60 15s on the front. And then out here on the back, we do have 255/60 R15s back there. Again, same tire, same tread, just a little different size front to back. As far as the rest of your bright work here, we'll notice we do have, in fact, the rocker moldings down here, which again are very nice and straight, attached good and secure to the car. There's no dents or dings in any of those. If we come up and we look at our panel fitment and alignment, we check out our door here with the front fender, and of course with the rear quarter panel, we look at our gaps here in our elevations. Gaps look very nice on this car, and the elevations are dead on whenever you look at this car from a side profile here. All of your body lines all match up here as you go down here. Again, everything all in alignment. And we do have both mirrors on this car too, driver and passenger side, chrome round mirrors. The chrome finish is in excellent shape. Same thing with the glass in the mirrors. There's no chips or cracks or anything in those mirrors. As far as our trim work, or our bright work, I should say, up along our windows and so forth here, it's our drip rail moldings. Those are in excellent shape. No dents or dings anywhere there. And as I run my finger through the rain gutter, that is nice and smooth as well. All of our trim work around the windows here, such as your wing window and your quarter window here, everything all looks to be in really nice shape here. No pitting, nice and shined up here, looks really good. And as far as the glass goes, both in your wing window, the actual door glass, and your rear quarter window there, the glass is in excellent shape. No chips or cracks in these side glasses here. They all look to be in nice shape. Same thing with our chrome door handle. No pitting there either. That looks nice. What we'll do next is open up our door. and we'll check out the interior. So obviously we can see we've got the white seat upholstery, the black carpeting, and then you have the combination of the black on the doors as well as the white door panels there too. So a very nice color combination on this car, with having the exterior color of what it is and then having the white with the black inside. Kind of gives it a real rich look there. As far as the dash goes, you've got factory dash, factory instrumentation there. You do have the clock down below, or not the clock, that looks to be a tack down below there. And again, it is functional. You've got the full-length center console there with the automatic floor shifter. And as you can see, all of your interior lights there, you can see the ones there in the center console, they all work correctly there. Steering wheel, that's going to be your factory or stock style steering wheel. It does have an upgraded radio in it. It's an aftermarket AM, FM, CD player in there as well. Again, carpeting's in great condition, showing no rips, tears, or fading. Same thing with the seats. No rips or tears anywhere in the seats. The factory front buckets here with the headrest, the rear bench seat, and yes, you do in fact have all the seat belts included. And again, those are retractables on your front belts there. Now, as far as the weather stripping and seals go, your door weather stripping is in great shape. Again, there's no rips or tears anywhere there. All securely fastened to the door. Got the little rubber bump stops there also. And then, of course, all of your seals up around your door frame and down your quarter window, all securely fastened and all in good shape here. We'll close our door up and we'll continue around the back of the car. Again, that door shuts nice and easy. That just kind of shows how well the doors are adjusted. We've got the RT badging back here on the rear quarter panel. As we come back, again, big long quarter panels on the Coronet, and again, super straight all the way back. Of course, you got your gas filler door right here. And again, we'll take a look at the rear section here, the trunk, the rear window. So speaking of the rear window, in fact, there are no chips or cracks back here either. And again, your bright work, your trim all the way around the window is in great shape, all securely fastened, no dents or dings in that. That looks good. Same thing here with your trunk lid. The adjustment on these panels, very, very nicely done here. You can see your gaps all the way around your trunk look all pretty uniform all the way around. Elevations with your quarter panels and your trunk lid itself, that all looks to be adjusted very well too. Now on to the rear end of the car here, the actual tail panel. So again, we take things in consideration like our lights. So our rear lights here, the lenses are in great shape. No chips or cracks there. All the bezel, the bright work and so forth around those are in very nice condition also. Of course, on that rear panel here, you've got that cladding there for the Coronet RT, along with the badging for it as well. Of course, up top, you've got the Dodge lettering here, which is in great shape, and a very nice chrome rear bumper with no pitting, no cracks in the chrome. That all looks good. The bumper's nice and straight too. And if we look just down below that, we see the very ending of our exhaust system here, a nice oval slash cut chrome tip back there to finish everything off. While we're back here, we're going to go ahead and open our trunk lid up and show you how nice this is too back here. So of course the key does work the lock, and that big trunk lid, if we let it loose there, you're going to see that the hinges and the spring are all functioning as they should. Of course, the underside of our trunk here, all done the same color as the exterior of the car. Of course, you got the spare tire, the jack instructions right up there on the trunk lid. And then, of course, you got the rubber bump stops on the trunk. And then, of course, all the way around, all of our weather stripping here, which is in excellent condition. No rips or tears anywhere at all. Nice and soft. Again, it meets together right in the center. All of your water channels back here are good and solid and straight, and that is going to direct any water, any moisture right out the back of the car and not inside the trunk. Speaking of inside the trunk, we can see a couple things here. First and foremost, we can see we have our original jack back here in the corner. That's all mounted good and secure, just as it should be. We've got a full set of floor mats here that obviously do come with the car. We just elect to leave them out so we can show you the the true condition of the carpeting. And then a very nice trunk mat here as well. Now the floor in this car is in equally good a condition here. Very nice trunk floor, and if we lift this all up, you can see we do in fact have a full-size spare with the lug wrench in there as well. So it is complete back here, and your floors are good and solid. Very nice looking car thus far. So let's go ahead and close this up. Okay, that shuts nice and easy. And then onward to the passenger side. Again, just starting at the back, I'm looking all the way up along the side, and it is super straight all the way up along the passenger side of this car. We come up here, we're gonna see that we've got the matching RT badging on the quarter panel. Again, we've already been over kind of the bright work and so forth. Everything is the same on this side. No dents or dings in your wheel lip moldings. Same thing with your rocker moldings there. And again, all securely fastened, nice and straight. Sail panels are in great condition. Bright work, the trim up along the top sides of the doors here are in great shape. And again, that rain gutter itself, nice and smooth. Glass on this side of the car, again, no chips or cracks there. All of your trim around the windows here are all in great shape, even what you see around the vent window here or wing window. And again, that mirror that matches the other side, the chrome finish is in great shape. Glass is in great shape. Let's open our door up here. That way we could take a look at the interior from both sides. Again, seat upholstery is in really good condition for, you know, a 1967. The carpeting's in great shape. Your dash is in great condition there also. Just everything about this car. Again, you can see even on your door panels, you can look across to the driver's side or to the passenger side, and you'll notice you have the all the Coronet RT badging even on the inside of the car as well. Door panels on both sides are in great shape. Even the armrest pads not showing any wear and tear on those. Weather stripping on this side just like the other side. No rips or tears. All securely fastened. Rubber bump stops are in place, and all your seals up along the door frame here are all in great shape there also. So that's the interior. As we close this door, again, that shuts easy. Gaps to the back side as well as the front side on the passenger side, all very uniform, and again, all of your body lines all lining up. As we come up a little further, we've got the Fender mounted antenna, and it does raise up. You have to manually do that. It's not a power antenna, but again, it is in good condition. Wheel lip moldings up front look good. Same thing with the wheels and tires. As we come around the front now, again, you're going to see the iconic look of the 67 Coronet here. Again, you've got the RT badging on the grill. The grill, by the way, all good and solid, all intact. There are no pieces broken. There's no cracks or splits anywhere, so that grill all looks good. Headlights, just your traditional sealed beam glass lens unit. No chips or cracks in any of the headlights. And if we look below at that front bumper, very nice chrome on the front bumper, and it does in fact have the little bumperettes on here too. Up top here, we've got the bright work there around the bezels here for the headlights and along the leading edge of the hood. And also, again, you've got the Dodge lettering up on the front of the hood there. Also, now you can see more from the front aspect here. The hood with those louvers in the center with the bright work, the trim on those all look good. And then, of course, we get to our windshield. No chips or cracks in the windshield. The actual trim all the way around, the bright work here, all securely fastened on that. Again, the windshield wiper arms are in great shape. Blades are in good condition too. So now we've reached a point to where we can open our hood up. We just need to figure out how I do that, and I think I found it. Let me just get the latch to work here. There we go. So again, on some of these Mopars, they're all a little bit different, but on this one, it's got a slide latch. You go from side to side on it, and then you got to reach under. You've got the secondary one there that you got to lift up on there as you get the hood up. But all of that is working correctly. You can see the underside of the hood here done in the same color as the exterior of the car. All of your hood insulation, all here, all intact. I would say this is probably either close to the original or the original hood insulation. It does have a little bit of wear and tear on it there, but again, it's all there. So nothing missing. You've got your seals here across the front of the hood there too. And then of course the engine compartment itself, just as it would have been from Mopar from the factory, you've got the same color as the exterior of the car that continues on to the engine compartment here. So that would be correct for the car. Now, as far as the motor goes, again, we've already mentioned it is a 440 cubic inch Mopar. It is not the numbers match motor. It is, like I said, it dates out as a 68 block. As far as exterior components and so forth on the motor, we've got the factory style air cleaner here with the Magnum 440 air cleaner decal on it. Underneath that, for the carburetor, we've got a Holley 750 4-barrel carburetor. And then for the intake, that's an Edelbrock 440 aluminum intake there too. So that's your fuel and air delivery on the vehicle. As far as your ignition accessories, we've got a stock style distributor here with an updated coil. We've got a Pertronix flamethrower coil in there to help give it just a little bit better spark there. As far as the exhaust, then we've got the stock cast exhaust manifolds on the car with a 2¼ inch exhaust all the way back, crossover pipe in there, and then a set of Dynomax turbo style mufflers back there. As far as other things, we've got the chrome valve covers here. We do in fact have the breathers on the vehicle here too. Let's see here, power steering pump here, our reservoir and so forth, all the lines going to that, all nice and dry. All of our belts here are all in good shape. We've got the stock style radiator with the clutch fan here and a full shroud around that fan, so that's going to keep things nice and cool. It is a manual brake car, as I mentioned in the very beginning. Drum brakes all the way around, but again, those drum brakes work very, very well. And again, our Coronet RT does in fact have the Fender tag there so that you can do all the decoding. I believe we've done that for you too. You'll get to see what all those codes are. So that's pretty much the motor. All your hoses and everything are all in good shape. Looks like it's got an upgraded set of plug wires here, the Moroso Blue Max plug wires. So again, that's going to help deliver that spark from that Pertronix coil there to the motor and just make things run a lot more efficiently for you. Now behind the motor, as I mentioned, it is a 727 Torqueflite automatic transmission, and then to finish out that drive line on the car, it's a 323 gear with that posi or the shore grip unit in there, and an 8¼ inch differential there. So that is the walk around on the car. Now, as I always kind of go over at this point in the video, if you're seeing maybe some accessories and so forth that you would like to add to the car, possibly air conditioning, maybe the power brakes, different things, whatever it might be, I always say, you know, reach out to us by phone, email, or text. Let us know what it is you'd like to have added to this car. We'll definitely get with you there and get you pricing on parts and labor to have something like that installed. We do all kinds of installations here. Those would be just a couple that I would pick out that obviously are not on the car right now. Also, if you're not on our company website, if you're viewing this video from somewhere else, I recommend that you go to our website. It's just hanksters.com. You'll be able to check out upwards of about 100 photos of the car all the way around, inside, outside, underneath, everything. And you'll be able to see the pricing, the description, the options, all of that stuff right there on our website. You'll see see the retail pricing, the fact that that does include enclosed shipping to anywhere within the 48 contiguous states, and it also includes our Hankster's 3-month, 3,000-mile powertrain warranty. Again, if that's something you're interested in and you want to know about how it works a little bit more, reach out to us and we'll be glad to go over that with you too. That is pretty much it for our walk around. So at this point now, I always ask that you just give us a moment. We'll get everything closed up here. We're going to move this around to our lift, get it up in the air, so that we can go through the complete underside with you there. All right, here we are, folks. Once again, back here in our shop, we've got our 67 Coronet here on the lift. We're gonna go through this car with you right now, and I'm gonna point out to you pretty much everything that I can see underneath here, and kind of go over the condition of everything also as we do that. So starting here at the front of our car, of course, at the front, we've already gone over the fact that it's got the chrome bumpers, both front and back. Behind that though, we've got a radiator, and what I'm doing here is I'm looking at the bottom of it, looking at our hoses, all the connections and so forth, to make sure that there's no leaks or drips on it, and there in fact is none. Nice and dry across the whole entire bottom of the radiator. I see nothing like laying down here at all. So again, that's all good. All of your hoses are all in good shape. Your transmission line coolers, or transmission cooler lines, those are all dry too underneath here. And the other thing too that I can look at is that fan shroud on the underside, and I see that it is all intact. It's not cracked, it's not broken, it is all good and solid. As we come back a little further now, we can start talking about the front suspension. The main portion of that would be this front K-member here. Now this is important because this is where all your suspension kind of starts here. You know, it bolts up together here with your lower control arms and such. This K-member is in great shape. Looks practically brand new underneath here. No dents or dings. Doesn't look like it's ever been hit on anything underneath. Our car also has a, I believe it's a 7/8 front sway bar here on the car. So your sway bar bushings at the frame, as well as back here at the sway bar end links, those are all in good shape. So there's no splits or cracks in any of the bushings. Those all look to be in really good shape. And of course, with the Mopar stuff, we do have our stamped steel components here, the upper and lower control arms. Those are in great condition. It is strut rods on here too, so those strut rods are in great shape. The bushings up here at the frame are in good shape, as well as all your mounting hardware and so forth back at your lower control arm. And with the Mopars, you usually have the torsion bars back here for your front suspension, and those all look to be in good shape. Of course, the bushings back through here where it goes through your cross member, those all look good. Same thing up here at your front, your control arms, those lower control arms. And then of course shocks. They got the KYB gas adjust shocks on all four corners of the car here. So again, should be a very good ride quality on this vehicle. Now along with the suspension, you've got the steering and of course the braking components on the car. So this car is power steering, but it is, or wait, is it the other way around? I want to say, I believe it is power steering. And then manual brakes, drum brakes on this car, front and rear both. And then of course it does have the emergency brakes all hooked up on this car and functional. And then as far as steering components, your drag length, the pitman arm, tie rods, tie rod ends on both sides here are all in good shape and have been checked over. Everything you can tell has been greased and maintained on the car. All the little rubber dust dust covers on those tie rods and ball joints all present. That's going to keep that grease in, keep dirt and debris out. And then wheels and tire combination. Again, we've already seen from our walk around, this does in fact have the 15-inch Krager SS chrome mag wheels here, and then it's got the BFGoodrich Radial TA rubber on it on all four corners. Up front, we do have the 225 60-15s. As we get to the back, I'll remind you on those, but those are 255 60-15s back there. Now, if we come in now and look at things like the bottom of the motor, motor and the transmission. Of course, we've got that 440 Mopar engine in here. The oil pan is all dry. Whether we look up here at the gaskets and seals, it's dry there. We look at the drain plug area, that's dry. And back at the rear of the pan, that is dry as well. All your, like I said, your transmission cooler lines, all the way back, nice and dry on those. And of course, we've got that 727 Torqueflite automatic transmission. It does in fact have the cover on the front here to protect that flywheel and torque converter. Nice chrome transmission pan here, and again, that is all dry all the way around, including the drain plug on that as well. And then if we come to all the way at the back and we look at the output shaft seal where the slip yoke for your drive shaft slides into it, that is all dry also. So again, no leaks or drips that I can see from underneath here whatsoever. Before we get too far, the exhaust system on the car, that's kind of one of the main things you see underneath the vehicle. So it starts at our cast exhaust manifolds up at the engine, and then it goes into this full 2 1/4 inch exhaust. It does have that crossover pipe right here, and then of course it's got a set of Dynomax turbo style mufflers back there. Again, exhaust system looks very nice underneath the car. The frame and the floors would be our next thing to go over. So again, looking up at the frame and floors, the floors look to be in really good shape. I really don't see any patching here. That all looks good and solid underneath here. You can see all your stamping lines, of course. Now it does look like it's been lightly undercoated here, but again, that's just kind of to protect everything so you don't get that rust or rot underneath the car. As far as the frame sections and so forth, those all look to be in good shape, good and square, nice and straight as far back as those come. Of course, your transmission cross member here, that's all in good shape too, as well as that tail shaft mount. Your pinch welds on both sides, those are all nice and straight, and the rocker panels on both sides are good and solid as well on this car. Drive shaft wise, we've got a steel drive shaft. It is a balanced drive shaft, and of course the universals on this drive shaft at both ends are greasable universals, so that's going to help those last a little bit longer also. All of your fuel lines, brake lines and such all run nice and neat right along the bottom of the floor and right next to those pinch welds. So again, it keeps everything nice and clean looking on the underside of the car. And then we get to the rear end here, the rear differential and the suspension. The suspension itself, we've got the multi-leaf rear suspension, and of course again those KYB gas adjust shocks that I said this car had on all 4 corners. The rear end, this is a Mopar 8 1/4 inch rear. It's a 323 gear, and it is the posi unit in here, or with Mopar they usually called it the Shore Grip differential there. And then again, wheels and tires, 15-inch Krager SS chrome wheels with the BFGoodrich Radial TAs, the 255/60 R15s. Again, coming off of our Dynomax mufflers here, you've got the tailpipes, and those tailpipes end with a nice chrome tip back here. Again, a nice looking ending there for our exhaust. As far as the fuel tank goes, looks to be really nice condition here. This would be your stock fuel tank, all good and solid, no dents or dings. Mounting hardware and strap, all good and solid underneath here. No leaks or drips anywhere showing from the fuel line itself or even the sending unit. And again, I did fail to mention on that rear end, the differential, that's all nice and dry too, from your pinion bearing up front, your seal, to the differential seal and gasket. All of that is nice and dry. And from what we can see from the underside of our trunk floor, again, obviously our fuel tank's in the way of a lot of that, but again, most of it here that we see here, good and solid. But again, we were able to see that trunk floor from the top side there as well. That's pretty much it as far as the underside of our Coronet goes. At this point, I usually kind of stop and tell you guys, just kind of remind you that we are in fact an ATC trailer dealer. Multiple models here in stock. If you're looking for an enclosed car trailer, trailer or a race trailer of any kind, you know, just hit us up there. You can always go view our inventory, even on the website that you're on right now. If you're on our company website, you can go to the inventory tab, click the drop down, and click the trailer inventory, and that'll take you right over to our trailer site. Or you can go directly there at hankstershaulers.com. Again, you're going to see the photos of all of our inventory, description, options, and pricing there. And again, if you're one of our car customers, we'll be glad to work with you there on pricing for your next trailer as well. With that said, we'll go ahead now, get this down off of our lift, get the hood opened on it, and we'll show you what that Mopar engine, that 440, sounds like.